Est-ce que tu m'accompagnes, Harold? Oui, c'est idiot, je t'aime.
Michelle is so annoying.
Michelle makes me glad that I'm not straight.
Hey, welcome to Black Film School, where we talk about Hollywood classics and then offer up lesser known films for the canon. Today, we'll be talking about Jean-Luc Godard's Breathless and Ousmane Sembène's Black Girl. So if you have not seen Black Girl or Breathless, stop the video now, go watch the films, and come back because we will be discussing spoilers. So can anyone explain what the French New Wave is?
The way you asked that.
Okay, I can ask.
No, it was good. It was me. It's not you, it's me. The French New Wave was a film art movement that emerged in the late 50s and 60s, and the French New Wave filmmakers were really exploring new ways of editing and style and narrative in ways that were really experimental and radical for the time.
J'aime une fille qui a une très jolie nuque, de très jolis seins, une très jolie voix, de très jolis poignets, un très joli front.
Why is the French New Wave taught in film school?
Well, I was in film school. The conversations that were being had around French New Wave films were just about the process of making movies. It really kind of motivated us to go out and do it ourselves and to employ different visual storytelling methods to crafting a narrative.
Well, this style of filmmaking is very, referential because the films are a commentary on film itself. And so film people love films that are also about films. So it makes total sense that we would be learning about it in schools. And a lot of the styles have influenced independent filmmaking.
Man, do filmmakers love films about films, man.
So Breathless is a quintessential French New Wave film, and it stars Jean-Paul Belmondo as Michel, who is a car thief on the run after murdering a police officer. And he's also in the midst of trying to convince his girlfriend, who is American, to run away with him to Rome.
Mais qu'est-ce que vous faites là?
Il n'y avait plus de place au Claridge. Alors voilà, je suis venu ici. J'ai pris ta clé en bas.
Vous pouviez aller ailleurs, il n'y a pas que le Claridge.
Si, moi je descends toujours au Claridge.
Toi alors, tu es complètement fou.
Allez, quoi, fais pas la
I
tête.
can't ever be alone when I want to be.
He just won't let her live. Just constantly trying to get her attention and just a lot of whining.
A lot of pawing at her.
And it's really clear that, she has a future and he doesn't. And he wants to bring her down with him.
There's a lot of negging. There's a lot of negging in this film.
Ne bouge pas ou je te brûle.
I think one of the reasons that Breathless has been so enduring is because it's just it's a real testament to a particular kind of youth. Breathless is one of those first where you realize that film and cinema and artistry can be different, and it can be kind of democratized, and it can be a platform for a very distinct radical politics.
I feel like Sarah Tai had the most intelligent answer.
Yes.
And so
Guys, my brand is smart today because the other videos, I'm jokey jokes. So
if you like radical existential films, then you'll probably love Ousmane Sembène's Black Girl from 1966.
Black Girl is a 1966 Senegalese film by Ousmane Sembène, and it is about a young African Senegalese woman named Joanna who travels to France after she's recruited to become a domestic worker in a white family's home. And after she gets there, things take a very, very dark turn.
Joanna, tu n'es pas à la noce. Ça fait 3 semaines que tu es habillée comme ça. Enfin, change de tenue.
This movie really frustrated me. And this scene in particular was kind of like the beginning of that, because this woman thought that she was going to do work taking care of this child. And then she was kind of tricked into becoming a domestic, like a cleaning lady. So this is the beginning of that transition into her becoming subservient or inferior in the minds of these people who she's working for.
Que doit-on penser de moi à Dakar? Joanna est heureuse en France. La France ici, c'est la cuisine, le salon, la salle de bain et ma chambre à coucher.
Kevin's losing it.
I'm sorry. Just like thinking about how she was lured in, promised all these wonderful things, these riches and this like pleasant experience. And then also thinking about like the time, like this is a comment on neocolonialism as well. I think this was made just like shortly after Senegal like gained its independence. So you can actually feel that like emotion, that commentary permeating from the screen.
There is something that is so like palpable and lived and very effectively conveyed in this in terms of like the psychic violence of colonialism, the flattening, the extinction of identity, which is kind of the function of colonialism and white supremacy. And it's just a really palpable thing to watch, especially as a people who have experienced that. So
there's this idea of coming into a white space and assimilating. And I almost feel like Black Girl is like an encapsulation of that entire process. Like it's like almost like metaphorical. It's like you're promised all of these beautiful things, but because of your skin, because of your place in society, you don't actually get access to those things. The world outside isn't really available to you, and it was never really made to be available to you.
Je pense à toi et je prie Dieu pour toi et tes patrons. Ta mère. Bon, eh ben, on va répondre à ta mère. Chère maman, j'ai bien reçu ta lettre. Ouais, et après, qu'est-ce que tu veux lui dire?
Mais dis ce que tu veux, Joanna.
Her silence almost feels like an act of protest, especially when the white woman here, as the film continues, and she keeps asking, why are you acting like this? Why are you acting like this? It's almost as if Joanna is saying that you're not worthy of the answer. You know, I refuse to give you the answer. It's like her one thing that she can control is whether she answers her questions or not.
It's almost just like she doesn't speak because she has given up on the idea that they see her as human.
It's also like very much like white guilt working overtime. Like, if you can't tell me what the problem is, then I can't help you solve it.
C'est pour vous. Tenez. Tenez.
Elle ne veut pas. Gardez votre argent.
Haunt him! Haunt him! Haunt him!
That's maybe like my favorite sequence in the film because it's just nobody even has to say anything. It's just like, you white man, you killed her, your people killed her, your culture killed her, and now we're just gonna follow you around. And we're not even gonna give you the satisfaction of getting mad at you or like having a dialogue. It's just, you bring death.
I think this is a perfect example of why it's important for filmmakers in these communities, Black filmmakers, to tell their own stories, because I think in the hands of a filmmaker who wasn't Black, this story would have probably ended in the bathtub, and we wouldn't have been able to feel her community and really get this moment that we all really needed.
Well, I think that both Patricia and Joanna are incredibly intelligent, but are treated like they're not. They're just constantly underestimated, and they're always being told what to do. And any kind of pushback is considered to be childish, when it's really the people around them that are acting the most childish, really, in both films. So, does Black Girl belong in the canon?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm a fan of political movies, especially ones told from the point of view of the characters or the community that's being portrayed. So absolutely 100%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I 100% agree. I absolutely think it should be part of the canon. All of the things I said earlier about Breathless apply here as well, but in such a more depthy way. My least favorite ever response to Black Girl is often from white people who are saying, like, isn't it wild they have these French New Wave elements in the film? Like, oh, how much they were influenced. And it's like, that's not what's happening here. We're not seeing an influence like, oh, I want to make movies like The Colonizers. Like, that's not at all. I see it as wresting away this idea of like artistic modernity and this kind of privilege of experimentation, and instead changing it into this really self-reflexive, really didactic, temporary form that reconstructs myths and storytelling that's just from a collective African memory. That's how it's supposed to be done. That's radical politics that lives in people and affects people and is born from life. Put it in the canon. It's already in my canon. Put it in your canon.
Thank you for watching Black Film School. Tune in next time when we'll be talking about more films to add to the canon.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the Netflix Film Club channel to get our latest exclusive videos. Plus, hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.